covering every county. This is your statewide newscast, Arkansas Today in high definition.
Mother Nature hitting the northern part of the state with wind and hail, and now that the sun is out, we are seeing the extent of the damage. Thanks for joining us for Arkansas Today. I'm Suzanne Bruner in for Mallory. Arkansas Today's Grant Sloan is live out near Harrison. And Grant, what damage have you seen out there so far?
Well, Susan, we still don't know if it was straight line winds or a tornado that swept through this area just north of Harrison last night. But to give you an idea of just how strong the winds were, I'll give you a look at this log cabin back behind me. You can see that the foundation has actually been knocked off its foundation. It's slanted slightly to the right, and then also the roof was ripped off. Now, we spoke with a few individuals in this community that rode out the storm or had loved ones ride out the storm in their homes last night.
I got out of bed and looked outside out the front door, and so it was really windy, and there was actually water coming in around my door, so I knew it was really windy. Heard a roar, and so I went back, got my wife, and said we need to get in the bathtub. So we jumped in the bathtub and heard an awful noise and thought the roof went because I heard water coming in, but I think it was the neighbor's house here that was going. And after that, it just kind of calmed down again, and I came out to see if anybody needs help, and obviously the house over here was pretty much gone.
6 adults and 3 kids that were here. They were pretty scared. The kids are really shook up right now. They did get a call right before from someone and said to take shelter. They did not have time to take shelter, but they made it out all right. Just trying to get some clothes and some basic needs so that way they can make it.
Now, again, there have been no reports of injuries, according to the Boone County Sheriff's Department. At this point, roughly 200 people are still without power. Reporting for Arkansas Today, I'm Grant Sloan.
We have to work through these things, and I think what's happened in the last few days is the best of our country, the best of our democracy, that we were able to do this, working together.
Governor Asa Hutchinson signs an amended religious freedom bill into law after a final day of debate at the Capitol. This legislation drawing nationwide attention as opponents call it a license to discriminate against the LGBT community. Arkansas Today's Drew Petrimo has more on the compromises that led to this controversial bill becoming law.
With a stroke of a pen, Governor Asa Hutchinson signing Arkansas's new Religious Freedom Act into law, capping off a week of controversy and protest at the Capitol.
I think it sends us the right signal, the way this has been resolved.
The original bill is gone. In its place, an amended Religious Freedom Act designed to more closely mirror existing federal law.
This bill is bipartisan. It has received overwhelming support in both houses.
Governor Hutchinson applauded members of the legislature who worked to craft a new bill after he asked that House Bill 1228 be recalled on Wednesday.
Arkansas understands the diversity of our culture and workforce, but also the importance of balance that with our sincerely held religious convictions.
But some supporters of the LGBT community say they have the same concerns as before, that there's nothing in this legislation to protect gays from discrimination.
The right solution is not to have a RFRA at all.
The bill's original sponsor says it provides what he wanted all along, something that resembles federal law signed more than 20 years ago.
It mirrors what Bill Clinton signed. It mirrors what President Barack Obama voted for when he was senator.
Although there are still disagreements, this compromise has allowed people on both sides of the debate to claim victory.
The Arkansans that have been coming out in droves since Sunday and appearing here on the Capitol every single day, sometimes 2 times a day, have been heard finally.
And that was Drew Petrimo reporting. The Human Rights Campaign elaborating after yesterday's signing, saying in a statement, though an improvement, the legislation can still be used as a weapon to discriminate against LGBT people, people of color, minority faiths, women, and other Arkansans at risk. The original Religious Freedom Bill, HB 1228, was officially recalled yesterday. There are a handful of key differences between the original bill and the new law Governor Hutchinson signed. The new version says the government cannot substantially burden a person's exercise of religion. It removes old language from the original bill that also defined a person as not just an individual, but a corporation or foundation. The new bill also only allows a person to take legal action if they believe the government unfairly puts burdens on their their religious beliefs and doesn't allow litigation between private parties.
It's important that we have a sense of perspective about our priorities. In Iran, they hang you for the crime of being gay. They're currently imprisoning an American preacher for spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ in Iran. We should focus on the most important priorities that our country faces right now.
Senator Tom Cotton drawing criticism for his comments on these religious freedom laws. Cotton appearing on CNN this week primarily to discuss nuclear negotiations with Iran. That's when he said this in reference to the new laws in Arkansas and Indiana. Perhaps the loudest voice condemning those remarks, pop star Miley Cyrus. As you can see here, she took to Twitter urging fans to call Cotton's office. Cyrus has more than 19 million Twitter followers. We did reach out to Senator Cotton's office to see what kind of response they've received. We have not yet heard back. Meanwhile, the fight over gay marriage in Arkansas will once again go before the Supreme Court. Justices ruled that a second round of arguments be made before the court. In May of last year, a judge struck down Arkansas's ban on same-sex marriage, but that ruling was stayed. In November, oral arguments were completed, but new justices have been elected since then. The U.S. Supreme Court will hear arguments on gay marriage rights later this month. Its ruling will take precedence over the Arkansas court. Coming up on Arkansas Today, we have Representative French Hill in studio. And coming up later in sports, a future Razorback playing in the Mike Conley Jr. All-Star Classic. Highlights on the way. Plus, we take a look at spring football practice, an update on the offense ahead in your Razorback Nation report.
And we do have a cold front passing through the states, through a lot of northwest Arkansas already, replacing this warm air with cool air, but also thunderstorms possible as it moves through. We'll talk about that and track it next in your statewide forecast.